What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Final Fantasy VII Part 3. It's time to give some name predictions. Now, I want to start with a thing that I've been saying just over and over in these videos, and start off with what I truly believe the third game should be called, but the gigantic problem, like the elephant in the room, with the idea. And I think many people have already pointed out in the other videos, which, by the way, I got the comments. I do understand what I was saying. Okay. Part 3, to me, really should be called Reunion. Now, I want to talk about why, but let's first start with why not. Like, why wouldn't they do something? And it is a big why. It is ultimately the thing that kills my idea. Now, I have backup plans. I have a couple, reserve names that we'll go over in this video. But to me, it really should be called Reunion. Okay, why can't you do that? Crisis Core. Crisis Core, and people have said this in comments, and I appreciate the backup from you as well. It really shouldn't have been called that. I really feel you should have held on to that subtitle name, whatever you even call it. I'm not an English major, grammar, all that stuff. Whatever you call that, I think you should have held on to it, used something else, and used Reunion for this game. And the reason, to me, honestly, is pretty simple. So far, these games' names have always had double meanings, right? Like that's part of the point of doing it. Remake had multiple meanings. Rebirth has multiple meanings. Reunion, number one, was said an ungodly amount of times in the game. And I think purposely. I almost feel like they're saying we want to call it Reunion, but we can't actually do it. But we're going to keep saying it out loud. But no, the real reason that Reunion was used so often is because the theme of Reunion and why it actually makes so sense for the third game. So I'm going to go hard here. The game should freaking be called Final Fantasy VII Reunion. It's the reunion of timelines. That's the new one, right? So when you think of Reunion, you might think of like people, right? And that's the whole point of Remake having more than one meaning, Rebirth having more than one meaning, and then Reunion having more than one meaning, okay? It's the reunion of pretty much everything. You're uniting the timelines. You're uniting, potentially, by the way, Zack and Aerith. You're uniting, potentially again, or reuniting Cloud with Aerith, maybe Cloud and Tifa with Aerith. But considering this is the end, well, and that's actually kind of wild to even say out loud, right? Like, this is it. This is it. And, like, I don't want to spoil things, but, like, you're going to find stuff out about Sephiroth, and, like, there is an ending. And we've talked about it a little bit. Will they mess with the core story? Maybe a little. But I honestly believe, and we're going to do this in future videos, I think I hopefully have a good grasp of like where they're going with it. I think what they basically did in a nutshell, and again, we'll explain it in different videos, I think they kind of like expanded things in Rebirth to kind of then contract and bring it all to, hence, Reunion. They make it bigger and arguably bigger than they should have, right? That's like a big complaint from people is you made it too convoluted. You made it too much. I think it eventually comes back because it all kind of unites and ends. It'll eventually end. And it'll end, I believe, in a pretty similar way to the original game and link up with Advent Children, right? So to me, Reunion makes sense even just from saying that stuff out loud. You've made it big. And you can use general terms. You don't even have to even know what the heck is going on in the story. They made it big. They're focusing on timelines. Zack doesn't die, right? All these different things. You're making it really big, and then you're going to bring it all back, bring it all into one, and then finish it. And what is that? What is that? What are you actually doing there? You're reuniting things and bringing it together. So that's basically it. Honestly, I don't got much more for my defense of why it should be called Reunion. It's, again, to throw out, Sephiroth said it countless times. Countless times. It's a reunion over and over and over. And I don't know. I just think it's kind of powerful. Oh, also, well, a very obvious thing is right? R-E. So you had Remake, Rebirth, Reunion. Whatever it is going to have R-E as the first, two letters. So I've seen people say reunite. To be honest with you, again, if we're going to the bench, right, because our main player struck out or whatever, got injured on the field, we have to go to the next one. Is reunion and reunite too close to each other? You also, I guess, and I can't do this myself because I'm not well versed enough. I guess you have to think about like how it would work in Japanese, and I have seen people speculating that as well, where sometimes, if it's a certain word, maybe it has a meaning to them that would make sense, and that would equate to the English version, and it might be a different word than we're really thinking of, but I don't know, like, reunite is still, it's very close to reunion. It's still RE. It still has all of the themes that I just said. I feel like that's the closest one. Anything else that I've seen online, anything that doesn't have to do with kind of coming together. Does that make sense? The idea of things and people and events and whatever else you want to say, right? The idea of things coming together is the theme, I believe, of the third game. You could argue that, and actually, there's another one too that I don't want to spoil too much. Even just the idea of like coming into who Cloud really is, right? Coming into Sephiroth. Like, even that, you could make an argument for, kind of bringing things together. I don't know. Like, that is the central theme, not only of, I guess, the last 33% of the original game, but it's clearly the theme of this one as well. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Could you do the same name twice? Highly doubt. I mean, I would take the anti-bet. I would bet against it. I don't know. Like, has it ever happened? Maybe you guys, if you know any examples, you can let me know in the comments. But I don't know. I highly doubt that a game that yes, it wasn't that new. Like, when you say new game, was Crisis Core when they did that? Is that really a new game? It's up to you how you classify them. But the game did just kind of come out, like within the last 2 years. And then you'd have this, the ending of your big trilogy. Could you have the same subtitle name on both of them? Highly doubtful. But to me, again, it's just the theme of coming together. So anything that can express that starts with an RE, it has to obviously start with that, but anything that can express things and anything else coming together, that will be the title of the third game. I think it should be called Reunion simply because Sephiroth said it 1,000 times, and I think it just makes the most sense in terms of the theme, but they may have shot themselves in the foot doing it for Crisis Core. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think they could do it twice? Do you have a better name than I do? Definitely, I'm sure you guys probably do have a better name than I do, and so I definitely want to see the comments of this video. Let me know what you think. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. More Final Fantasy videos coming up soon, and I hope to see you all on the next one.